Hello, and thank you for inviting me to speak today at the Somali STEM Summit. I am honored to be here and appreciate the opportunity to talk about the curriculum we are developing at Hano Academy. My name is Kristina Dziedzic, Wright, and I am the Director of Digital Curriculum at Hano Academy and also an Honorary Research Fellow at the University of Leicester in the UK. I'm here today to talk about how we are incorporating the arts into STEM curriculum for some initiatives we're developing at Hano. I'll begin by speaking more broadly about the addition of art to STEM, otherwise known as STEAM. And then I will talk about a project I worked on in Nairobi, and then finally come back to what we're developing at Hano Academy regarding STEAM-based curriculum. So the acronym STEM, as we all know, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, has been a major focus in the field of education since the late 1990s. However, in 2010, researchers at the Rhode Island School of Design, abbreviated RISD, launched an initiative to encourage connections between science and art education in order to foster the kind of innovation necessary to address 21st century challenges. RISD researchers identified similar qualities in both artists and scientists, for example, curiosity, creative approaches to problem solving and critical thinking, and they realized the endless possibilities for collaboration between these two fields. The benefits of incorporating art into STEM, getting us STEAM, allows us to combine key learning spheres and engage learners in dialogue and critical thinking. STEAM's foundations lie in inquiry, critical thinking, and process-based learning. A STEAM curriculum imparts knowledge that not only transforms the learners, but also helps them to develop as problem solvers. STEAM incorporates the arts within science, technology, and maths to ensure a balanced understanding of issues, foster creativity, and apply knowledge. According to a report by the organization Americans for the Arts, children who engage in art activities 3 hours per day for a minimum of 3 days a week are 4 times more likely to excel in academic achievement when compared to children who don't. When learning about climate change, which is an essential topic today, art can be a powerful tool for creating meaningful connections that lead to learning whilst also inspiring activism. The ways that children often learn about climate change in school often focuses on the natural sciences to explain the greenhouse effect, increasing temperatures, rising sea levels, and changes in weather patterns. While these scientific processes are important to know, this approach can lead to fear and hopelessness amongst young people and can actually undermine their active engagement in the issues. Picturing the Future We Want is a project that is done in collaboration with the National Museums of Kenya in Nairobi and the Norwegian Museum of Science and Technology, Norsk Teknisk Museum in Norwegian. And this is funded by the Nordic Culture Fund and the Scheibler Foundation. It's a collaborative, cross-cultural, STEAM-based project that uses the art medium of woodcut prints and information about climate change to raise awareness about the processes through the views of those most affected by it, today's youth. 2 printmaking workshops, one in Oslo and one in Nairobi, will connect young people in these 2 different parts of the world to share their perspectives on the climate emergency with each other and with a wider audience through the public dissemination of their posters, both online and through exhibitions in Nairobi and Oslo. In April, youth participants between the ages of 11 to 13 came to the Nairobi National Museum for a 2-day workshop. The young people were parts of community groups in Mukuru Lunga Lunga, one of Nairobi's largest informal settlements, where approximately 400,000 people live. The workshops began with a conversation about climate change, information about what is causing it, the differences between climate and weather, and most importantly, what we can do as individuals and a society to help mitigate the effects of climate change. We ended this discussion by asking the youths what they want the future to be like in terms of climate change. What do they want the future to look like? John Silver is one of Kenya's best known printmakers, and he has been working with youth in Nairobi's informal settlements for years. As an art form, woodcut is the oldest kind of printmaking, and it has been used in modern history to create posters as a means of protest or proclamation. Picturing the Future We Want is a STEAM-based project to activate the imaginations of young people through the creation of woodcut prints and involve them in essential conversations about the climate emergency, and then raise awareness about climate change through the dissemination of the artworks they create. After our discussion about climate change, John shared an example of one of his woodcut prints and the block print that the wood block that he had made it from, explaining how he could carve the piece of wood in different stages for each color on the print. After John just demonstrated the process of woodcut printing step by step, the young artists made their own prints, visualizing their hopes for the future of climate change. And we had an exhibition at the museum. There will be a similar workshop in Oslo in September, and then later an exhibition both online and in Oslo and in Nairobi, featuring works by both the Kenyan and Norwegian youth artists. And I just included on the slide an excerpt from the guest book. One of the comments that a visitor to the exhibition said was that the exhibition is amazing, educative, creative, and one of a kind. It is interesting and inspiring to see the future generation express themselves through art, and I hope we can all do more to better our world. Coming back to Hanno Academy and the application of STEAM curriculum to technical and vocational education and training, otherwise known as TVET. TVET enables learners to gain skills in technical and vocational fields that help them to either earn a living or further knowledge in their chosen subject. TVET uses formal, non-formal, and informal learning. TVET is recognized to be a crucial vehicle for social equity, inclusion, and sustainable development. Hanno Academy is the first accredited vocational and technical skills training school in Somalia, and Hanno seeks to integrate STEAM curriculum into TVET by combining STEAM fundamentals such as inquiry, curiosity, problem solving, and creativity with TVET competencies and skill development. One of the initiatives that we are developing is called STEAM through Conflict and Displacement. While basic necessities of water, food, shelter, and healthcare are at the forefront of responses to humanitarian crises, education is not always given the same level of attention during the emergency phases of displacement. However, education is crucial in times of crisis, not only for providing necessary learning foundations and skills acquisition, but also for supporting conflict resolution and healing from trauma. Hanno Academy is developing an online STEAM curriculum to train secondary teachers working with internally displaced persons. An integrated STEAM approach to lessons and activities in the classroom will tap into these students' curiosity and facilitate their discovery processes and participation in the creation of new knowledge. Hanno's STEAM-based training will equip teachers to utilize the arts in order to foster conflict resolution and trauma healing whilst fulfilling the national standards of curriculum requirements. Hanno's STEAM training module will provide the building blocks necessary for secondary teachers to follow the national standards curriculum in innovative ways. Teachers will learn how to develop project-based assignments that encourage their students to draw from their different learning styles and collaborate with their peers to fulfill grade level requirements. Examples of projects from museums and other cultural institutions around the world, including a possible collaboration between the Intercultural Museum in Oslo and Somali diaspora communities in Norway. And these projects from other parts of the world will expand the parameters of the learning environment in Somalia and connect students' experiences to relevant global issues such as climate change, social justice, and racial equality. Mahasanadin, thank you very much to all of you for including me in this important summit. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about the work we're doing at Hannu Academy, and I welcome any questions or comments anyone might have. My email address and website is on the screen, and I hope to hear from some of you. Thank you.